This is TMI Socials. Welcome on board. I am Anuoluwapo Stevens. Or better still, call me a social media butterfly. Now this morning, we kicked out with our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who was in Anambra State on Thursday, to commission some projects, including a new government house in Awka. He also bagged a title during the trip. Now, during his first official visit to the state since his inauguration in May 2023, President Tinubu called for unity among Nigerians and pledged to support the development of the Southeast region. Now, over the weekend, we saw a viral video of our president digging it down with the governor of Anambra State, Charles Soludo. Take a look. Now let's also show you the moment where President Tinubu was conferred the Dimba, or the Simba DK of Anambra State. Take a look.
Dike Simba, Dike Simba,
Dike Simba Anambra, Dike Simba Anambra, Dike Simba Anambra.
Hello, Dike Simba.
There you have it, the DK Simba of Anambra State, our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Moving over to tweets, let's have a couple of reactions on this interesting story. This user says, these ones just did their own world. Nothing concerned them with the masses, just living life to the fullest. Absolutely. I mean, what to do now? Well, another user on Instagram also reacted and said, regardless, Jagaban is who he said he is. I am learning a lot from him. His resilience and determination needs to be studied. Tell me about it. Well, one more reaction from Sandy Candy, who says, you see, these politicians don't really care. They are all after their pockets and benefits. Well, speaking about politicians and politics, over the weekend we saw a viral video of Abdullahi Ganduje, that's the national chairman of the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC. He has dismissed fears being expressed by some members of the opposition party that Nigeria is drifting towards a one-party state. Now, while addressing correspondents after meeting with President Tinubu at the presidential villa in Abuja on Friday, Ganduje said the ruling party cannot quarrel with Nigerians if APC controls virtually all states and the center. Take a listen to him.
Warned against a one-party state. Are you disturbed? Is that what you're looking at? Is that your agenda?
One-party state, you see, if one-party state is a wish and blessing to Nigeria, one-party state is not by force. One-party state is by negotiation. It's by other political parties seeing the effect of the positive governance of our party. If they decide to come into our party willingly, I think there's nothing like that. There's nothing with that. Today, democratic China is one of the most strong countries in the world, and it's a one-party system. We are not saying that we are working for one-party system, but if that is the wish of Nigerians, we cannot quarrel with that. You know, they say too many cooks spoil the soup. Too many political parties.
Well, you know, saying too many cooks spoil the soup. I learned something new over the weekend, though. But anyway, moving over to Twitter and reactions on the story. This user says, the luckiest politicians in the world ruling over the weakest people in the world. It is well. Another user on Instagram wrote, China runs a one-party system. They also unlive politicians that embezzle money. Will that happen here too? Uncle Shola is asking. I don't know about that one, but this user also says the Jagaban effect. The hate on him is real, but that man is a real powerhouse. Well, speaking about powers, the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, has issued a warning to the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. Well, he actually cautioned him against making decisive comment that could cause confusion in the country. Now, Obi, who was speaking at a memorial lecture held in honor of Clark, lamented the condition of the nation, stating that we are not a democratic country. Let's tell ourselves the truth. The labor of our heroes past is in vain. But Akpabio on Thursday, during a valedictory session at the Senate chamber in honor of the late elder statesman, rejected his assertions. Now listen to the Senate President.
And yet, when somebody makes a statement that the labors of our heroes past are in vain, I beg to disagree. Let our brother Peter Obi show leadership like Edwin Clark did by resolving first the crisis in the Labour Party. For a man who wants to run Nigeria, you have one of the smallest parties in Nigeria, and you cannot even resolve the crisis in that Labour Party. Is it the crisis of Boko Haram that you will come and resolve in Nigeria? I would like us to be known for what we did when we had the opportunities. As I speak now, I can tell you about the dual.
Well, it's a care case. Before you remove the speck in my eyes, how about you remove the log in your own eyes? But how the netizens take the story online. We move away from the video and let's kickstart with this reaction from this user who wrote, Peter Obi is not the owner or even founder of the Labour Party. Even marriages between two lovers have internal problems. That's Zadie Okel, their respondent. This user, Hale Coker, says, show leadership by resolving the crisis you have with Senator Natasha. Or is the Senate bigger than the Labour Party? No, Coker is asking. Still in the story. That's true. That's true. Him talk for hell. Okay, not true. Him talk for hell. Make Peter Obi try package Labour Party first. Now, away from Nigeria, away from the shenanigans here, let's move over to the global scene where we saw a viral video from Kemi Badenoch, who's always in the news for interesting reason. Well, this time around, the UK Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch has called on Prime Minister Keir Starmer to adopt her party's proposed deportation bill as a bold measure to tackle immigration. While in a video posted on her X handle, Badenoch warned that up to 2 million immigrants could automatically qualify for British citizenship by next year. Let's take a look.
From next year, 2 million immigrants could automatically claim British citizenship. 2 million people. That's nearly twice the population of Birmingham. That's massive. We've introduced a deportation bill because we're committed to bringing immigration down. Back in February, we demanded Labour triple the time for new immigrants to get a British passport. They voted it down. And now they've brought in some half-assed version that's not going to work. Here's what will work. Deport all foreign criminals. Mandatory age checks. No more pretending to be kids. Tougher visa rules and salary thresholds. Disapply the Human Rights Act to immigration cases. No more abusing human rights laws to dodge deportations. Make asylum support repayable. And no permanent right to stay in the UK if you've relied on benefits. Until that's law, we won't fix this. Labour should adopt it now. It's time to get tough. That's what the Conservatives' deportation bill delivers. And we're going to go further. Our country is a home, not a hotel. And if we don't defend it, no one else will.
Now, a lot of Nigerians will think, what is Kemi's problem with immigrants and all of that? I don't know. But away from that, let's have a couple of tweets and reactions to the story. This user, Dr. Gaza, says, I would like her to be tested for any of this soon and see her back in Nigeria just for a month. Public officers in the UK with root who are immigrants should be just thinking like Kemi. 1 month is enough for her, or 2 years minimum. Another user reactant says, UK has a lot of problems. Immigration is not the summation of all the UK problems. Now, finally, on the story, we move over to this tweet. This one says, but she knows she's being used, right? Also, does she have any other agenda at all? Because I don't know what's going on over there, but anyway, away from that, back here in Nigeria, the Abia state government has announced plans to convert the newly built government house at Orogbu layout in Umuahia into a 5-star hotel, citing its uninhabitable conditions. Now, this was revealed by the State Commissioner for Information, Oke Kanu, during a press tour of the facility on Wednesday. He described the building commissioned by the previous administration as lacking the basic features required for use as government house and said it was unsafe for occupation. Let's have tweets and reactions in this story that trended over the weekend. Stella says, I think this is the best governor in Nigeria at the moment. This one says, please convert it to 5-star hospital. Enough of the hotels already. Now, another user, still on Instagram, instead of a hotel, turning it to a shopping mall, a cinema, bowling center with a restaurant. It will generate more money for the state and create more jobs for the people. Now, finally, on the story, this user says, typically African mentality, this would have been a great addition to the education sector or health facilities, but instead, it is a money-making scheme. Now, speaking about money-making scheme, over the weekend, hashtag AMVCA 11th edition was trending. As we saw, it was like a galaxy of stars. The who's in the showbiz world converged in Lagos on Saturday night for the 2025 Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Award, AMVCA. Celebrities turned the event in a rich display of culture, class, and panache. The AMVCA celebrities did not hold back in their exotic display of glitz and glamour, shining brightly on the night where excellence in filmmaking, acting, and content creation was actually rewarded. I mean, the person who won the Best Actor of the Year AMVCA 11th edition was Femi Adebayo from Seven Doors, and we also saw Chioma Chikuka grabbing the award of the Best Actress for the 11th edition of the AMVCA. Well, congratulations to all the winners of the award. That's how we wrap up my socials this morning. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. I am Nuwoluwakpo Stevens.